I enjoyed watching Star Trek and The Empire Strikes Back, there's something prescriptive about the way those stories unfold. A kind of bang bang, even in the love scenes. Abrupt, dramatic, fast. Life isn't scripted like that. It unfolds differently, softer, slower, and often in ways that don't fit neat categories. It's more like noodles twisted on a fork, tasty, slurpy, and a little bit messy. When we relax our minds, we can allow ourselves to see shapes in the clouds without second-guessing ourselves. We can let meaning emerge without forcing every shape into the category cloud. Many of us carry a secret battle. We may feel that no one knows about it, but most people have one, and even if others don't see it, something deeper within us does. Eyes, windows to the soul. Sometimes when we look into someone's eyes, we catch a glimpse of their secret battle. What's yours? If you feel comfortable, you're welcome to share in the comments below. Now imagine this. What if, instead of scleres and pupils, we saw streaming clouds passing gently through the eyes of the people we meet? Not literally, of course, but imaginatively. What if the clouds darkened and produced rain that became tears? What if we allowed ourselves to stretch our thinking beyond the predictable edges of daily life? Today, I saw a cloud in the blue sky that looked like a puffy dragon. It had an oval crown on its head, and its tail wrapped softly around its body. I named it the Little Puffy Dragon. It was only a cloud, yes, but I allowed my imagination to take root. I allowed myself to believe that imagination is a gift of God. I am, therefore I can imagine. Imagine, because you can, what life would look like without imagination. Dreary, flat, lifeless, like a black and white movie missing its color. Imagination lets us dream about how circumstances could be different. It lets us picture what life might look like if our battle were already won. Imagination, and its companion, dreaming, is the beginning of envisioning a future that feels very different from the present. And here's the secret. Your secret battle can be fought using your imagination and trusting your creator, not by escaping reality, but by entering a deeper experience of possibility within the sacred field of life. And this is where imagination becomes more than creativity. It becomes a spiritual resource. There's an ancient text called the Lost Gospel of Thomas, a collection of spiritual sayings attributed to Jesus, though not part of any official religious canon, for example, the Bible. What interests me about it is the insights it provides, the light it sheds into how imagination can be used to form the essence of prayer within the traditional model of privacy, humility, and deep reverence found throughout Scripture. If someone wanted rain, they didn't simply ask for rain. They imagined rain. They felt the droplets on their skin. They smelled the scent that rain produces when touching the earth. They tasted the moisture in the air. The memory was used to build the prayer, layer by layer. The experience was recreated in the mind from memory, in the imagination, the spiritual realm, first so that it could then materialize in the physical realm as actual rain. It begins by imagining the outcome we long for. Then we begin to feel it. And that feeling becomes the spiritual seed of actual material change. Imagination may be described as childlike, different from childish, but Jesus explained that we must change and become as little children to enter the kingdom of heaven. Becoming as little children is not the same as becoming little children. We retain our life experiences, memories, and the change doesn't imply returning to naivete. Matthew 18:3. And if the kingdom of heaven is in our midst, Luke 17:21, then memory-induced imagination, the practice of using remembered sensory experiences to shape inner intention, or what I call intention petition, is the key to the door of answered prayer. And imagination becomes the key to winning our secret battles. It's important to note that our secret battles are played out within a greater context, the sacred field of life. Although we may feel alone when facing challenging circumstances, we are nevertheless part of a wider human circle. Imagine two simple symbols, a vertical line with a small tilde-like curve crossing it, like a sword with a handle. And beneath it, a circle with 3 dots inside its center and 1 dot below the circle, like the earth resting on a foundation. Using our imagination, we could imagine that the sword represents truth and justice in the circle, the earth. Truth comes in the form of revelation of things previously hidden, truths that are disclosed, and justice comes in the form of liberation. We are liberated from the false restraints that prevented us from becoming childlike and that restrained our ability to generate memory-induced intention petitions. I mentioned in my interview on Light Speaks that we are entering into a new golden age. I explained that this was predicted by many of the world's major spiritual traditions. If we take the concept of memory-induced imagination, the practice of using remembered sensory experiences to shape our inner intention, or what I call intention petition, one step further, we can begin to envision what the Bible calls a new heaven and a new earth, Revelation 21:1-5 NIV, in which the very environment in which we live, the sacred field of life, changes to one of beauty, justice, equity, sovereignty, freedom, one in which men, women, and children can be their authentic selves and thrive. The truth about secret battles is that they can be long, very long even. They can last for years. How do we know when we've won our secret battle? Are there any signs or noticeable changes? To the degree that we consistently pray, create memory-induced intention petition prayers within the sacred field of life, to our Creator, there will be results. Like fine-tuning a guitar, we learn, through trial and error, what sounds right and what doesn't. Some prayers are answered quickly, others may not be answered at all or differently than what we might have expected. It would seem that emotions play a part in the process. Grief and despair seem to attract our Creator's attention and accelerate divine process. Interestingly, the signs of one's attempt to win battles may not appear within one's personal life sphere, but in the external, extended wider range of reality. They begin to appear in the sacred field of life. When this happens, you realize that your battle was not secret in the larger cosmic sense. In the same way that Jung described archetypes, our battles are connected to these archetypes and fought not only internally but externally by those fighting the same battle. This realization will help you understand the connection that exists between all of creation. With similar human hopes, dreams, and aspirations, we are all connected on a spiritual level. We are not alone, and your secret battle may already be won. Are you ready to take it to the next level? Thank you for watching this video. I hope you carry this positive energy with you going forward, and please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Someone may need to hear this today.